Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist and Spiritual Teacher here. Well, what do you think these are? Well, they're white capsules. Hard to see them there, but white capsules. They don't have any smell, and they really don't have too much taste to them. I've tasted them before. I won't do it now. The insides, and well, this is Butterbur. And Butterbur looks like rhubarb, but it's not rhubarb. It's a big leafy plant which been used for thousands of years. In Asia, they grow it and actually even eat it in a particular variety there. Also, in Europe, it's been used for healing for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it contains a special healing agent called Butterbur ZE339, which is a powerful healing antioxidant agent. And it goes back to the Middle Ages and used for curing fevers, and even they used it for the plague. And later on, it was used for coughs and asthma and skin wounds and all kinds of different things. And Native Americans used it for healing headaches and inflammation. In fact, it's great for inflammation. So it's another great thing for inflammation. Thank heavens we have some of these things that work well for inflammation, which inflammation is the first step toward disease. So we want to cut that off and stop it altogether so we don't end up with disease. And today it's used for urinary tract symptoms and stomach upsets and migraines and allergies and all kinds of things. And it works great for migraines and allergies. And one thing about these capsules, the actual plant itself needs to be processed in a lab, and it needs to say PA free. That takes out the alkaloids in it. The alkaloids are the agents which cause problems with the liver and kidneys. So it's really important that your bottle that you buy the capsules in says PA free, and I wouldn't take it otherwise anyway, because the alkaloids are toxic. But you can buy them that way. But the Native Americans used it just al natural. The leaves, the stems, and the roots are used, and they made tea from it. But if you have liver or kidney disease, I don't recommend it whatsoever. And it's used in a lot of over-the-counter allergy medicines. You can't get away from it because they know it works so well. They use it in these medicines. And it's really very common in migraine medicines and allergy medicines in general. So it's being used on a regular basis. It's been subject to a lot of chemical trials, and it really does a great job of reducing inflammation. It contains a huge amount of antioxidants and really works well especially for migraines and allergies. It dilates the blood vessels also, and it contains a certain agent, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce. There's a bunch of them actually, and they open up the vessels in the brain and all over the body, and help the transport of blood throughout the body. Powerful anti-inflammatory, and it contains peptides, which reduces inflammation in general. Really powerful. Also, flavonoids, like Kimferol, which is a powerful flavonoid, and helps to kill bacteria and prevent cancer, and works great for inflammation also. The wonderful thing about Butterbur is that it helps with pain also. So if you have pain at the same time, it really helps with that. And it takes the sensitivity out of the neurons. It's not getting rid of the pain itself. It's just like aspirin, The pain's still there, but the sensitivity of the neurons is not there, so you don't feel the pain. That's how it works, very similar. And it's a powerful antioxidant and does a great job that way, and contains a lot of agents which get rid of free radicals, and free radicals cause disease, so we want to get rid of that in general. So captures those free radicals and prevents the diseases that free radicals would cause, and helps to prevent breakdown of the DNA and to heal DNA too. It works great for migraines. There was a study done with 33 individuals, and overall, they had a 45% decrease in their process with having migraines, and over an extended period of time, they still had long effects even after they were treated, even 2 or 3 months later. So it really works great. Another study published in Neurology showed that frequency of headaches went down by 48% over a 4-month period. Another study with 245 people showed that 68% of the decrease in frequency of headaches, taking 75 milligrams daily. Also, a study with children in Germany with 108 children showed it was 91% the patients felt substantially better, so that's really a big deal. Also, a short-term use is recommended by the Canadian Headache Society and the American Headache Society. So, wow, it's a big deal. I mean, when they put their stamp of approval on there. Allergies. I mean, this stuff is really great for allergies. There's a lot of studies showing that it really works great for allergies, and and it helps with the sneezing and the itchy, watery eyes, the coughing, all that stuff that you're going through and suffering with, and is better than all these steroids and antihistamines and decongestants and all that type of thing. And it gets rid of the red eyes and everything too. A study in Switzerland with 168 patients showed that really, with a double-blind study, really made a huge difference and was much better than the placebo. Another study also showed it worked as well as the over-the-counter medication. So, what are you going to say? And had didn't have the side effects that you have with over-the-counter medication. So, what do you know? Another study with allergies in 500 people showed it had a reported 90% reduction in their allergy symptoms. So 90%, that's a pretty amazing thing. And another study with 186 people showed that after a week of treatment, they still had long-term effects of using the Butterbur, and they had less problems with allergies. And another study with 346 patients, comparing it to things that you can buy over the counter, showed that it works really well without the symptoms. And it also helps to reduce the eosinophils and the other agents which cause the inflammation, so it helps with inflammation in general. So it helps the histamine response. Great for asthma also, because it opens up the lungs and dilates the vessels, dilates the bronchi and that type of thing, and reduces symptoms. A study in 2004 in the University of Heidelberg, Germany, showed that because 80% of the patients had a 40% of the reduction in the use of their medications that they were using from their doctor. And another study was 64 people, had 83% of the patients showed a marked improvement. And another study showed that if they used it in combination with their asthma drugs, they had a huge drop in inflammation. And studies show that the tissues actually in the lungs reduced inflammation in general. Wow, big deal. And without the side effects that you get for all these other types of things. And another thing it does, Butterbur is great for lowering cholesterol and does a significant lowering of LDL cholesterol, which is great. It helps to prevent heart attacks and strokes and that type of thing. It lowers blood pressure, and because it contains all these antioxidants in it, it can help to lower the blood pressure. It does a great job with that also. And studies show that it can also increase sperm production in males, and that's a really good thing. Over the years, because of lots of stuff that we have in our environment, especially plastics and that type of thing, we find that sperm production is going down, down, down. So it's really important to increase that as much as possible. Also, if you want to have kids. There's some of us that decided, there's enough children in the world. It also helps with healing ulcers. And the study shows that it reduces the size of stomach ulcers too. It helps with cardiovascular disease, as I said, and also protects the brain. And because it contains a lot of things like camphorol in it, which is and a plethora of a whole bunch of antioxidants, which help to prevent inflammation in the brain. And the study in the European Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that it prevented damage to the brain and the neurons there. It's a powerful protectant for the brain, and it has camphorol, which is an agent which you find in broccoli and Brussels sprouts and spinach and apples and green tea and all that kind of thing, and really does a great job to protect the brain from damage and to protect it from Alzheimer's and also dementia in general. So if you're getting older, you want to do that. You want to take some Butterbur once in a while. It prevents disorders of the brain in general. It also helps to protect the liver because it has all these powerful antioxidants in it. Now remember, you have to buy it. It says PA free. That takes the alkaloids out of it, so it doesn't have the alkaloids that bother your liver and your kidneys. So you want to make sure you buy it that way. Also, it helps with urinary tract infections because of all the inflammation that goes on then, and also helps with the spasms of the bladder too. So a lot of times, boy, that's really terrible, and this will help. Also prevents excessive blood clotting, and that's important. If you keep away the heart attack, that's for sure. And it kills particular cancer cells and reduces tumor size also, which is pretty amazing stuff. The dose is usually from 25 to 75. Some people, you'll say 50 to 75. And they usually break that into 3 small doses throughout the day. So you're going to take, if you're taking 75 a day, you're taking 25, 25, 25 to make a total of 75. And you can make a tea with the roots. You can take a teaspoon of the dried roots and put it in a cup of hot water and let it steep for 15 minutes and add your sweetener of choice, stevia, honey, or whatever, and that works really well. It does have side effects. I would not recommend it for people who have liver disease or kidney disease in general, but if you're healthy and you don't have any of that kind of thing, it's really really a great product to use. And once they remove the tannins, and it says PA free, it really is a good product, a great product. And I have used it, once every year. There's something here that comes up every year in the springtime. It gets me for about a week, and I take a little Butterbur and boom, it's gone. And really does a great job. Like I recommend you only use products, herbs for 7 to 10 days at the max. And then take a break for 7 to 10 days or more, and then come back and repeat it if you need to. That way it doesn't bother your liver, your kidneys, and your brain, and all these different things. And that's a good rule of thumb to use to stay healthy when using this type of thing. But it shouldn't be used by those who are pregnant, nursing, or small children. And it could help prevent things, actually cause things like belching and headaches and itchy eyes and diarrhea if you take too much of it. But if you take the normal dose, that's usually not a problem whatsoever, and I've never seen a problem with that in the last 30-some years of using Butterbur with people. People have said, people who have sinus problems and allergies said, it's the only non-prescription product that has touched my swollen sinuses and made a difference. Wow, that's pretty amazing stuff. Also, people with migraines said, I have suffered with migraines, headaches for years, and I looking for something outside the normal, stuff that you have to get. And within the first week, I had no days with headaches and had less severe headaches, you know, compared to what he used to have. So a pretty amazing thing right there. So if you really want to help with your allergies and you want to help with your migraines, it's probably the top two of this, and also other things. It helps with your heart and helps with cardiovascular disease and helps with inflammation and all kinds of different things. It's a powerful agent. Just make sure you get it, and it says on the package PA free, and you'll be great, really good. And it's another thing in nature, and God brings us to heal and become something, free of all these diseases that we have going on. Also with migraines, remember that a lot of this migraines are caused by stress. And I know people who had stress and they have migraines on a regular basis. When they started doing meditation and I do 2 hours of meditation every day, an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, and it changed my life. And I recommend at least 30 to 45 minutes of meditation every day, twice a day. And that will make a huge difference in your stress. And people have a lot of stress these days. So that's really important. Also going on my diet at paulhaider.com. Go www.paulhaider.com. You go on my diet. I found that when I had allergies all the time, at one time, about almost 13 years ago, when I did my diet, they basically disappeared except for that one that shows up every year. So allow yourself to cleanse your system and get on my diet, and you're going to feel free. And if you go on my website, it's right next to, it's my diet, right next to testimonials. If you care to get a hold of me, call me at 831-869-9119, 831-869-9119. My email is drpaulhaider@gmail, drpaulhaider@gmail.com. My website is www.paulhaider.com. That's www.paulhaider.com. And you can WhatsApp me, you can text me, you can phone me, you can email me. My consultations are no charge, and if you care to make a donation to help me with my ongoing research, that would really greatly appreciated, and we can help more people like you. And also please subscribe, and please watch a little advertising there. Brings a couple pennies towards my wife and I, and we want to make a difference in your life in any way, shape, or form we can. Remember, if you're getting a hold of me, call me early. I go to bed at 8 p.m. and I get up at 4:30, so I do a lot of meditation. So be sure to call me before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, I'm always here for you and help you in any way, shape, or form. And please subscribe, because I'm on a push to get 100,000 subscribers this year. And please tell other people. I appreciate that very much. And remember one thing above all else. I love you.